Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of 2 college athletes. He has a wealth of experience to share. Here's Recruit Me CEO, Brent Hanks.
Welcome to episode 325 of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is the world's longest running recruiting education podcast. 325 is a big number, and I would like to give a shout out to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast and the Recruit Me founder, John Fugler. John did the first episode in the fall of 2015. He eventually went to a weekly format and continued until episode 202. Episode 203 was my first official episode, with John's help. It has been an honor to carry on the Athletic Scholarship Podcast banner, and to know that I'm helping student athletes and their families every week. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is one of the many free and inexpensive recruiting education resources under the Recruit Me umbrella. I would like to invite you to visit the new and improved recruit-me.com website. It houses all the do-it-yourself recruiting resources that Recruit Me provides. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is free and given to you weekly. Also, you can sign up for the free Recruiting Power Pack and the free monthly Recruit Me newsletter to get a great start and great monthly recruiting advice. Email me, Brent, at recruit-me.com and ask for the College Parameters Worksheet and College List Startup Worksheet. Those 2 items I'll give you for free also. On the resources link, you'll be able to get the Recruit Me checklist, the Athletic Scholarship Playbook, and the Athletic Scholarship 24-month Planner and Journal. Both of those books were written by John Fugler, and you can get them on Amazon or by emailing me, again, at brent@recruit-me.com. The ultimate recruiting tool is the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System. You'll get more information on it later in this episode. In honor of the new recruit-me.com website, the Recruit Me 3.0 system, which is normally $127, has a special price of only $89. Take advantage of the special price and all the tools it provides. Give it a try. If the Recruit Me 3.0 system isn't for you, then there is a 90-day money-back guarantee. The system can be used for any sport at any level. Let's get into this episode 325, called Your English Classes May Be the Key to Getting You an Athletic Scholarship. I can remember, barely, my then advanced English class in high school. This would have been back in 1984 and 1985. Mrs. Ball was one of the best teachers at my high school, and was known as a strict and hard teacher. Many students avoided her class because she made them work. The main thing I remember about Mrs. Ball's class was learning the steps to writing a research paper. The class was a great setup for my college years. Mrs. Ball's technique was to use 3x5 index cards to organize the research and to organize the order of the written paper. You would write the topic of the research on top of the card, and then you would write the researched information on the card. Each card would keep your point of the research brief. It would have the topic on top and the source information at the bottom of the index card. Oh, also remember, back in 1984 and 1985, we didn't have access to word processors or computers. Yes, I'm that old. This college prep English class was one of my building blocks to being able to get good grades on my mini college papers. It wasn't the foundation, because all those years of elementary, middle school, junior high, and high school, I learned the foundations. Reading, comprehension, writing, using proper spelling, and punctuation and sentence structure were all learned early. If you are early in high school, take your classes seriously. Don't dig yourself a GPA hole. Or more importantly, learn your basics so you can build your academic and eventually your professional job career on those basics. I immediately used the index card method in my college classes. My first year I had a speech class where I had to research and prepare speeches for that class. I even had to write a paper for my music appreciation class. Getting prepared in that high school English class enabled me to not only get good grades on research papers and speeches, but it gave me a structure that I could lean on to save me time and stress. In college, you have a lot going on. Classes, social life, and yes, sports, so saving time is a big help. Was Mrs. Ball's index card the world's best way to write a research paper? I don't know, but it was the best for me because it was the one that I was taught and the one that I used. I could have set the index card system aside and not used it. I could have chased a new and sexier program, or I could have not used the system at all. I looked up a modern-day step-by-step guide that you could find on Scribbler.com. Scribbler, Scribbr.com, lists 13 steps for a research paper and other academic writings. Step number 1, understand the assignment. Number 2, choose a research paper topic. Number 3, conduct preliminary research. Number 4, develop a thesis statement. Number 5, create a research paper outline. Number 6, write a first draft of the research paper. Number 7, write the introduction. Number 8, write a compelling body of text. Number 9, write the conclusion. Number 10, write the second draft. Number 11 is the revision process. Number 12, make a research paper checklist. And number 13, produce free lecture slides. There are sub-subjects and lessons within each of these 13 steps from Scribbler.com. If you research for how to write a research paper, you will get hundreds of different results. Again, sometimes you just have to pick one and start. Well, how does all this research paper and English class talk have to do with recruiting? The first thing is the importance of your education. The importance is more than just a GPA or test scores. The importance is learning the basics of reading and writing. When you are a junior high or a high school student, a class or a subject may not interest you or may not seem relevant, but you will realize someday that it is. The second relation to recruiting is the step-by-step process. Recruit Me and the Athletic Scholarship Podcast highlight 7 steps to an athletic scholarship process. The 7 steps are covered in the Athletic Scholarship Podcast episodes 258 through 262. The cornerstone of Recruit Me is the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System. You can get the Recruit Me 3.0 system at recruit-me.com. The Recruit Me 3.0 system will give you videos that walk you through the steps for you to take to get on a college team and get a scholarship. You will also get audio clips that give you recruiting advice. Plus, you get a downloadable step-by-step athletic scholarship 200-plus page manual and workbook. The Recruit Me 3.0 is your index card system for recruiting. Not only are there 7 steps outlined, but there are 10 myths about athletic scholarships. A section on when and how to use videos. There's choosing the right camps and showcases. Registering with the NCAA Eligibility Center. Parent and athlete teamwork. There is also advice from Recruit Me families, what to ask a coach, and frequently asked recruiting questions. A couple of more important items in the Recruit Me 3.0 manual are sections about academics and how to study and how to make the most of your time. You can use these sections for both high school and college studying. The key to all this is the energy you bring to the 7 steps. The 7 steps, which are Step 1, select the right schools to contact. Step number 2, write a great email. Step 3, create your one-sheet player profile. Step number 4, build your questionnaire. Step number 5, track your communications. Step 6, send one-page updates. And step number 7 is make your school choice wisely. Each of these steps have sub-subjects for you to learn from and walk through. When I say you, I mean both you, the student-athlete, and the parents or family. Some of the sub-subjects for each step are build your school list by getting college information on the internet, the basics of your introductory email, the elements of your one-page profile, what information you should include in your recruiting questionnaire, how to be ready for calls from college coaches, what a one-page update should look like, and sending an update every season. All of this is to be done by you, just like a research paper has to be done by you, to make your best college choice. That brings me to the relationship similarity number 3. You have to make a decision to use the resources you have. I made the decision to use my training from Mrs. Ball to write those first semester college speeches and write that paper about a composer I didn't know. Later, my kinesiology paper was positively affected by the index cards, even though at this point in college I had access to a computer. This is no secret, but there are many shortcuts to most everything. At least you think they're shortcuts. Crib notes or study notes may get you by in a class, or even buying or plagiarizing a paper may get you a good grade. But you as a student don't learn anything from those shortcuts, and they can and should get you in some trouble. I see student athletes and families looking for shortcuts or magic pills to get recruited. Many times a crutch is searched for in recruiting because families don't know how to start the recruiting process, when to start the recruiting process, and how to navigate the recruiting journey. If you continue to listen to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast and then jump on the opportunity to get the Recruit Me 3.0 system, you will get the answers to all of those questions and more. Recruit Me is not a recruiting service, and it doesn't cost thousands of dollars like many recruiting services do. Recruit Me is a recruiting education company, and the Recruit Me 3.0 system is normally just $127, and it's a one-time purchase. Why pay thousands of dollars to most likely get a $3,000, $5,000, or $6,000 athletic scholarship? Why put your very personal decision in the hands of a service that doesn't really even know who you are? College coaches want to hear from you, the student athlete, not a parent, and not a cookie-cutter recruiting service that looks the same to them. So use the resources you have through Recruit Me and the Athletic Scholarship Podcast and the Recruit Me 3.0 system, and add yourself as the fuel to get you on the right recruiting road. The last research paper and recruiting comparison relates to the actual writing of the paper or the emails, texts, and DMs. First impressions are very important, and the ability to write a great introductory email with organized thoughts, perfect spelling, and punctuation are important. Remember, you are trying to get the equivalent of a good grade. Remember, you are trying also to get into an educational institution, so knowing punctuation and spelling are important. Also, your communication skills are needed for other email communications, text to coaches, DMs to coaches, social media posts, scholarship applications, and college applications. There are many scholarships available by writing a paper to apply or trying to impress a scholarship committee. In review, be diligent about your early English education. Reading and writing are natural for some students, but others need to make extra efforts to build that foundation, much like those early morning workouts. Use the already proven and set up step-by-step system that has been developed and is inexpensive. Go to recruit-me.com and check out the Recruit Me 3.0 system. Make a decision to use the resources. Don't spend time trying to reinvent the wheel or find the magic pill. The magic pill is actually an example of the 7 steps to an athletic scholarship, your hard work on the field or the court, and some elbow grease and some time taken to work your plan. And don't only show off your athletic skills, show off your thinking and writing skills. Use your penmanship to make a great first impression and more. So get out there and plan your work and work your plan, or work the Recruit Me plan. I talked a lot about the all-new recruit-me.com website that was put online on October 13th. It has been online, then offline, then back online and offline again. At the time of the release of this episode, the website was up and running fine. But if you have any problems, please email me at brent@recruit-me.com. Also, if you have any questions or comments about recruiting, contact me too. Next week's The Athletic Scholarship Podcast episode is the start of a series of episodes that points you to a lot of information on these free websites: ncaa.org, naia.org, and njcaa.org. The next episode, episode 326, covers mainly the eligibility centers of each level of play. Recruit Me's goal is to provide as many free and inexpensive resources to help you in your recruitment. Recruit Me not only wants to save you money, but it also wants to save you time and anxiety. When you go onto these websites, you can get paralyzed by the amount of information on each website. Let the Athletic Scholarship Podcast guide you through the maze of free website information so you don't go down an unproductive rabbit hole. Join me next Tuesday by finding and liking the Athletic Scholarship Podcast on your favorite podcast app or by going to recruit-me.com. Thank you for listening to this week's episode.